How you doing, guys? Just going to do a quick 30-minute reformer session here. I'm going to start on full springs for leg work, so choose what you feel you want to use. Just going to lie down, making sure my foot bar is in the right position, balls of the toes on the bar, pelvis level, taking a breath in, engaging my core. I'm just going to press away through the feet, trying to have even pressure working through the feet, while you're also connecting through your core. We'll do about 8 or 10 reps of each foot position. Remember to be breathing through the exercise. I want to think about exhaling on the hard part of the movement. Do one more. Perfect. So then I'm going to put heels together, feet apart, opening those knees a little wider. Again, just checking in with myself. I'm going to draw those legs together. Thinking about pulling the knees together. Feel those adductors, those inner thigh muscles coming together. And slow and steady, not too fast. Try and work with the springs on the way back in as well as out on the machine. One more of these. Okay, super. I'm going to pop up onto the heels, onto the bar, pulling those toes back towards me, up towards the ceiling, back towards my shins. Again, driving through the heels. Try and make sure you feel everything is nicely lined up. I'm trying to focus that I got even pressure going through both heels. And again, connecting through my core. I'll do 2 more of these. Okay, so then I'm going to bring those heels out to the edge of the bar, turning my feet out 45 degrees, so the knees are also going out at that angle. I'm sitting a little bit deeper into this position now, so I'm trying to make sure as I go into the deeper, wider squat that my pelvis doesn't roll back and my low back flatten into the mat, into the carriage. So I just have to concentrate a little bit more because you're sinking into the squat a bit deeper. Knees are coming a little bit higher, closer to the chest, driving those hips back. Now I'm going to hold on this one. I'm going to put my 2 knees together. As I push out, I'm going to open the knees, circle them around and bring them back together as the carriage comes in. So I'm doing kind of circles on the ceiling with my knees and rotating through the ball and socket joint of the hip. Just a nice way to open them up. And then I'm going to open them the other way. So I'm bringing those circles back around in the other direction. I'll do 1 more of them. Perfect, lovely. So I'm going to bring those feet back to like about 1 inch apart, balls of the toes on the bar, lengthen out through the legs, and we're just going to do our walking, or prancing as some people call it. So again, I'm keeping that core connected. I'm trying to really work through both feet at the same time, consciously lifting and lowering, working both feet at the same time, not just one on its own. Letting that heel drop as far under the bar as I can. Perfect. And then bring it back in. So I'm just going to place my right heel on the bar, and 2 heels on the bar. And as I press off, I take the left leg into tabletop. Then when I come in, I put the left heel on the bar to replace the right, and take the right into tabletop. And we just alternate. Again, I'm making a really conscious effort to drive that heel through the bar, really ground that heel to get that power up through the leg. I'll do 1 more. Super stuff. And then we'll just sit ourselves up. And I'm just going to leave on 1 red and 1 blue. And lower myself back down. Grabbing my straps in my hands. So I'm just going to shimmy down a little bit away from the shoulder blocks. Shoulders tucked back and down, hands straight up towards the ceiling. And then from here, legs into tabletop. And I'm going to draw the hands down by my side and I'm going to lift my head as I do that and then back up again. So I'm just going to do 5. Nice and slow and steady as I lift my head. I'm making sure not to squash that lower back into the carriage. We'll do one more. Super stuff. Now, from this position, same exercise, but we're going to extend the left leg long. So as I extend the left leg out, as I'm doing my sit-up, then I come back in, extend the right leg. And I'm just going to continue with a few of these on each side. And remember, you can do these without lifting your head if you're not comfortable. Do one more on each side. Perfect, and then have a little break. So now I'm going to do 2 legs at the same time. So 2 legs into tabletop. I'm going to extend the 2 legs at the same time, lock it out for a second, take it back in. Two more. And one more. Brilliant. So we're going to continue doing these. We're going to do a slight variation to what we've just done. So instead of taking the left leg over the bar, we're going to pop the left leg under the foot bar. So as I'm drawing down, I'm extending my left leg out under the bar, lifting the head. Again, you don't have to lift your head. Then I'll do the same with the right leg. Left leg stays really still. The leg in tabletop doesn't move. And when you're putting the leg under the bar, just be conscious not to let the rib cage flare or for the low back to arch. Kind of the opposite to when we try and make sure our low back doesn't press into the carriage. One more on each side. Excellent stuff, lovely. So from this one, we'll see if we're happy to put 2 legs under the bar, okay? From tabletop, draw down, extend 2 legs out, take them back in. If that's too tricky, just extend the 2 feet over the bar, just skimming the foot bar so you're going a little bit lower than what you might normally do. 2 more. And 1 more. Excellent stuff, lovely. And then the last variation is to send 1 leg over the bar, 1 leg under the bar, and then we alternate like little scissors. So do 5, 6 or so. So we're going to extend 1 leg under, 1 leg over, take it back in, and then switch. Breathing. Abs are starting to feel all of this now. We'll do 1 more. Super stuff. And rest. Good job. Okay, so I'm going to place the elbows onto the carriage. If your red and blue is too heavy for this, you can drop off the blue. So, elbows on the carriage, hands up to the ceiling, legs into tabletop. And I'm just going to simply draw the 2 hands down and back up just to hit those little triceps. We'll do it at 6. You want to make it harder, you can be extending a leg in and out each time you do it. So then we're going to change those hands into what we call hammer fists. So you clench the strap and just drive that baby finger down onto the carriage. Keep everything connected. Do 1 more. Perfect. And then our next position will be to lengthen those fingers again, bring the hands out to a 45-degree angle or a V position. And then from there, we're going to draw those hands in towards the hips and back out to that V position. Keep everything connected, don't forget. Mind tends to wander sometimes. It's the nice thing about it though. Perfect, and feet back on the bar. And then our last little variation for this is little arm circles. So we're keeping the elbows, or hand circles, whatever you're having. So keep the elbows on the carriage, hands go down, circle around. We'll do 3 in each direction. These really burn through those triceps. And then we come back up and around and out the other side. Brilliant. Excellent stuff. Very good. Okay, so we'll pop back up. So I'm just going to drop it down to a blue. Red, if you want to make life a little bit easier for yourself, we're just going to do some long knee stretch work. Blue makes it really light. Makes you work a lot more. So I'm just going to place my feet in front of the shoulder blocks. Hands on my foot bar. And I just want to make sure my hips are brought forward to create a kind of a plank onto the knees. Thinking about pressing away through the feet. Extending out through the arms, through the shoulders. Keep that chin tucked in, nice flat back. So if you're on a blue, you're probably shaking. And just do 5 reps of each. Again, I'm trying to keep those legs relaxed. When it's difficult on a blue, you have a tendency to dig the feet into the shoulder blocks. Just trying to let everything stay loose. Perfect. Then I'm going to bring those hands close together on the bar like a narrow grip. And just lengthen out through those arms. Woo! Definitely a little bit lighter again. And like I said, I'm trying to keep everything relaxed. Connect the arms through to the core. Breathing. I'll do 2 more. And 1 more. Super stuff. And in our last little variation, we'll do the single arm. So, looks scary, but it's not really. You can control how far the carriage moves by just not letting the body slide back as far. And you want to rotate round, like looking over your shoulder, and your arm moves like you're doing the backstroke in the pool. 1 more to each side. Excellent stuff, lovely. So while I'm in this position, I'm just going to do some shoulder press work. So I pop back on my red, so I'm on a red and a blue again. You can stick to just a red for these. So I'm getting down into a nice hunkered low position, nice flat back, head in line with the foot bar. I'm just trying to get into that shoulder press position, really concentrating on driving those hands through the bar, keep that core connected, so all the effort is coming through the arms, nothing else. Again, exhale, drive, draw the shoulder blades back and down, press through the bar, shoulder blades will track up a little bit. Lovely. So if you want to drop down to just 1 red or stay where you are, I'm going to do a single arm, drive out and in. Do 2 more. Lovely. Switch. Drive out. So obviously you might find you got one arm stronger than the other. Definitely feel this a little bit more in my left arm. So I'm really concentrating on driving that hand, heel of the hand, the palm through the bar. 1 more. Excellent stuff. Lovely, and then you can have a little stretch into child pose if you wish. Just to stretch out those shoulders after that one. Perfect. So then I'm going to pop down to a red. I'm going to get into a mermaid position. So I'm sitting with my left leg across, right leg down by my side, left hand on the foot bar. and right arm here, and I'm going to rotate around, twist to the floor, and I'll do that 3 times. Low into it and hold there, and I'm going to bring myself in low over the foot bar, press away, and then come in high, head up, chest up. And when I'm up here, I'm just going to turn a little bit more to my left to really open up through my thoracics, and press and release away. And then as the carriage comes in on this one, release that right hand, side bend over. Lovely. So I'm going to just switch on the blue spring, take off the red, place my left hand down here in the corner of my carriage, taking that front strap in my right hand, big loop, and I'm just going to side bend over. So I'm kind of doing a single arm press up with my left arm. And then as you start to get used to the movement of the carriage, you can lift up through the hips to do this. We'll do one more. Super stuff. Okay, so we're going to spin around and face the other direction. Switch back on my red. Rotate round. Right hand on the bar. I'm just going to press around and back in. Doing 3 of these. And then I'm going to stay on this third one, get down low, stretch out, and let the carriage come in, press it away, and then come up high, head up, chest up tall. Again, when I'm up here, I'm going to rotate around to the right a little bit more, stretch out through those thoracics, press away, and release that left hand off, side bend over to my left. Lovely. So then we're going to switch on with the blue again. Take off the red. Grab the strap in my left hand, big loop. We're going to do our little side bend over and back, doing a couple of these. And again, when you get used to the rhythm of the carriage moving, press down through that right hand to help leverage you up off your hips. One more. Super job. Okay, so I'm going to pop back on a red, take off the blue. We're going to do our teaser progressions, see how we get on with these. So I want to come right up to the end of the shoulder blocks. I've got my heels resting on the end of my headrest. Headrest is down, obviously. Taking up the straps. Remember, I'm on one red. And all I'm doing here is start with the arms, elbows at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to roll down through the spine, press out over my head. Then I bend those elbows and I roll back up tall, trying to get up into a nice V-sit. So I want my pelvis tilted forward, spine up straight, getting into a lovely V-sit. We'll just do 3 of each of these because it does progress up through the difficulty. Perfect. Now, next level up, 2 legs stay into tabletop. We're still trying to keep as much of a V-sit as we can through that low back, depending on your hip flexors and all that other good stuff. And I want to come up tall, I want to come back up tall, I want to stay in that tabletop position. Whoop. Lovely. Last one. Excellent stuff. Now the next part is difficult. It's legs fully extended out in front of you. Try not to have the legs resting on the shoulder blocks, that's cheating. So, and you're again trying to come up as high as you can through your V-sit. So, starting here, we roll down, and then we come back up tall, hold it, and again. Now if you can't hold this position, you can work in and out of tabletop, start in tabletop, extend the legs, go back into tabletop. Then I'm going to come up and hold the legs there and do some woohoo bicep curls. Get your balance. Get off the shoulder blocks. And release. Nice. They'll wake you up. Okay, good stuff. So I'm going to pop back on the blue for a moment. Have a little rest or a drink if you need it. So from here, chest expansion, up nice and tall, shoulders tucked back and down. You can hold further up the ropes and you just want to draw down, open up through the chest. I'm going to turn to my left, release back, draw down, open up the chest, return to the right. Thinking about lifting that chest bone up to the ceiling to get in a little bit of back extension as I turn my head to either side. I'm not looking to pull those arms too far past my body. We'll do one more. Super stuff. So then we're going to cross those straps over into the opposite hands, up nice and tall, and we're just going to do a nice little row. Now, if you're not comfortable kneeling up high like this, you can sit down and row like that. You can grab your box, sit on your box. So whatever option suits. As I do these, I'm thinking about bringing those elbows wide. Hands can go a little wider as well, but I want to feel a little pinch and hold through that upper back. Now, if these are getting quite heavy, you can switch off down to just one red. Okay, then from here, I'm going to draw back through one arm, reach forward with the other, and rotate back through the other side. I'm going to twist and turn in the direction I'm pulling to. We'll do 4 or 5 to each side. Stay nice and strong. Couple more. Excellent stuff. So I'm going to drop down to just one red for the next few. Just using smaller rotator cuff muscles, so just be easier. Okay, so up tall, elbows tucked in, bringing those hands wide. So I want to make sure I'm getting full range. If it was too heavy, I just wouldn't get full range. I want to be able to stay in control, good quality movement, instead of muscling through it. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking about bringing those shoulder blades back together, keeping that core engaged, trying not to stick the head forward, stay strong. Good stuff. I'm going to uncross my straps, just bring my arms straight back behind me now in a kind of an A shape. So we're going to travel a little bit further now than when we did our chest expansion, and I'm bringing them out, and see I've got my knuckles facing back behind me. So palms face forward, knuckles face back. 2 more. Good. Arms to the center. Now if you need more range of movement on your straps, go to the bigger loop. So out to T. Again, working those upper back muscles. If you want to make life a little trickier, you can cross the straps or keep them crossed. Makes it a bit harder. 1 more. Lovely. Now I'm going to pop my blue back on for bicep curls, but you can stay on the red if you want. So I'm going to lean back, arms out straight. In and out I go. Trying to really keep the arms as high as I can, bending through those biceps. I'm going to try a lefty, whoa, and then a righty, and another lefty, and another righty. 1 more. So we've got triceps, biceps, we've done shoulders, we've done upper traps, and a load of good stuff. Okay, beautiful. So for the last few minutes, we're going to pop back down, feet in straps. I'm on my red and blue again. So time that perfect. Okay, so when we're down here, pop one foot into the big loop, then the other foot. So from this position here, I'm just going to take the knees into the chest, press them away. Again, I'm trying to watch that low back position. Then I'm going to roll up into short spine, knees to chest, roll up and over, lengthen the legs out, keep the feet over my head, lower the knees down, lower through the hips, and then pull through the feet. Knees to chest, roll up, nice and slow and controlled. Extend the legs, lower the knees to chest, keep the feet still, lower the butt, and then roll out. One more. Lengthen out, knees to chest, lower the hips and pull through. Then we're going to keep those legs straight, don't bend at the knees, hinge up and through, all the way up and over. From there, pause, and then I'm going to slowly start to pull down through the hips, through the feet, looking for a lovely soft landing, nice and slow. Excellent. You want to make life harder, place those hands up to the ceiling. So you just got less to work with in terms of balance. And then one more. And slowly back. So you're trying to inch the vertebrae in the feet down at the same time. Now I'm going to extend one leg, bend the other leg, up I come, pause and hold, and I'm going to pull down through the straight leg, lengthen out, switch, bend the other leg, keeping the opposite leg straight, pause and hold and slowly pull. So I'm pulling through the straight leg on these, so it turns the exercise into a single leg move. These are called walking on the ceiling. Always great to teach in a group class. Give you a good laugh, people. Trying to get their coordination right. It's a tricky one for the brain to kick in. I'll do one more on my right leg. Super stuff. And then we release out of those. Lovely. I'm going to get up nice and gracefully. I'm going to start a little kind of stretch down now. So that was great. So that was a quick kind of, tried to do a nice full body maneuver. Legs, arms, core, twisting, turning, all the good stuff. So into child pose, feet between the shoulder blocks, sitting on the heels, get down nice and low. Breathing through the nose. Stretching away from the platform. And then come back in, open my knees wider, foot cramp. So I can sit deeper into my hips now and breathing. Excellent. And I'm going to come up with the feet in front of the shoulder blocks, hands on the bar. I'm going to press away, keep the carriage tucked under your hips with your knees, and just drop your chest to the floor. And you kind of work in and out of this one. I like this one to use as an active stretch. You've got any kind of shoulder issues, you can kind of work in and out with the range that suits, but it still helps to stretch. Last one. Good. And then another nice little stretch I like to do in class, great for if you have low back issues. Sit right on the edge of your carriage, feet nice and wide, and you just slump. And as I'm slumping here, I'm breathing through my nose. You might notice as you take a breath each time, your upper body just collapses closer to the floor. Okay, good stuff. So that was a kind of a nice, easy 30-minute class. I'll throw on a few more throughout the 30-day challenge. Best of luck.